September 27, 2025. And first this is about this with the drones, UFO. And then I'm going to talk a little about my DNA. I have got some more knowledge about my DNA. And this morning is not an old thing. I always recording if there coming something new for that day I recording. And it have been, and it is now, it's over Sweden that this UFO or drones have started, and it's always in the night, and they can't explain it. Still, they don't know what it is or where it's coming from, who is behind this. So it's a UFO because it means that it's unidentified things that is in the air, and it's going that way that I don't talk from myself because it's things I receive, and it is already one here that's sending telepathy and maybe going into my body or brain, enter in. So it is like a question I had this morning, but just now I don't remember what question I had for those that sending me telepathy messages. But it maybe will come. And but today they say at the news that there is first it was here in the south of Sweden, and they don't talk so much about it. They only say it was drones over the airport, and it's in a military airport it was. And then now in the morning it have coming to Stockholm, this what they call drones, and it's the whole time on the airports. It's not over some buildings. It was that from the beginning when I talk about the drones, the UFO today. It was on the nuclear plants over there, and now it's the airport, and it is what I'm talking about. I have talking about it. They want to communicate UFO, but and I have told you this also, that the Swedish army react as it is enemies, and they have some like machine that they can disturb these drones, and they are going to give that to Denmark also. And it's like Norway doesn't want to be involved in these things. So the Danish people, they are scared because they were in the Second World War. We didn't have that in Sweden, but they were hunted by Hitler, and it is for a long time ago, but it's still in their memories how it was in Denmark when the Nazi was there. And so it is what I'm talking about, that it's the if there is, and I think it is, if the UFO is coming more, then they will try to shoot them down. And I don't know how it will be. Maybe this one that is here, that is like a spirit, want to tell us. And this, I'm thinking about that. They try to shoot them down, but they, in the same time, they had talk in the news. I listen on every word they are saying to hear behind the words they are saying, that they're saying that they disappear suddenly. So they see them and then suddenly they disappeared. And that for me is UFO. And because the drones is steady there. It's not, they don't have this unreflection color on them. So the drones is drones there until someone shoot them down. And this I am interested of, will they, could they shoot them down? And then is it also these things that, of course, it's feeding those that is crazy in the brain, and they do this with the drones. They send them over the airport because they want to scare people and be in these scaring things. And I don't know if I have talked to you about that. In the summer, my daughter was here, and she was in to clean my garden, and then my neighbor, he had bought a drone. He was tested, and then suddenly the drone come to my daughter and me, and it was only about a half meter, 1 meter, half meter, like that, close to my face. And I say only, even if we didn't know, even if we knew it was no war in Sweden, was it very scaring? And my daughter, she waving to them because it was a camera on it, and she waving, but I'm not sure because my daughter say that my neighbor had a drone and had it was that drone that come into the garden. Um, sometimes she has a lie when she is frightened. She have a lie about what she see, and because she is scared, she's shocked, and she says something to calm us down. And she was the one that say that she saw the neighbor did something with the drones. And I don't know if it was like that, but maybe is it why the police come to my neighbor and took him, because he did something with the drones. But it's only I want to tell you about the feeling of to have this drone just close to my face. It was very scaring, and I can understand in those places where there is drones that kill many people, and how scared they can be, and they have like a camera on it and hunting people. They have a target, and people can't run away from it. It's there because it's a human that sending these drones and can focus on one person to kill. It's those crazy people, and it's wake up this devil inside people, and so some are real drones, but some isn't it, maybe, because like I have said before, that the UFO, the aliens, take this time to come closer to us, because our government always say it's Russia and their drones. I have told you that sometimes I see Russia is listening my podcast, but that doesn't mean that it is evil people. It can be normal people that want to listen and calm them down by listening at my podcast, because I give them advices how to calm them down from this fear that war make them go into fear and stress mode, and I give them help. And this that is here, I hope I hope I will remember that I should talk about my DNA, but I maybe have to let this spirit or telepathy coming through to talk. It's a picture of a military spirit. Is not a military. It's what it want me to see, and this is he's showing me that they are on the ground. They are coming from the earth. They're coming. And then he showed me in the air also. So some of this going on is from the world, our planet. It's the real military. But then he showed me in the air is it also going on. And he's saying now to me that you're going to tell them, to remind them that you have seen those UFO that is very small, that it seems like no human can come into them because they are so small. And I have some connection with people that is interested of UFO, so I maybe mix it up what I have talking about to them and what I have talking here, my podcast. But the smallest I have seen is that I had the window open, a very small opening, because I had cats in that time, and it was about 2006, something like that. And so I had only a small opening, so the cat couldn't come out from the window. And it was, I had, of course, light on because it was dark outside. And I sit at my computer, and then suddenly it was like very big shadows going on around me, behind me. So I wondering what it was for shadows. So I turned around, and then I saw a butterfly, and my cats was hunting this butterfly, and I tried to help the butterfly to. I was thinking I should take that butterfly and in my hands and let it out from the window, because it was not in that room where the kitchen was. It was 2 rooms between the kitchen and where I was. And so it was very strange, because it was not straight forward to the kitchen. It was a curve on that my apartment. So it was hard to find out how to come to the kitchen for an animal like a butterfly. And so I was thinking I should take it in my hands. And of course I was awake. This was real. And I took that. I tried to take the butterfly, but it was like it jumping from in the lamp, and it was like it was not flying. It jumped, and then when I was very close to take it, then it fly away, but it was not waving with the wings. It was it was like an airplane, but it was looked like a big butterfly, bigger than what we have of that kind. It was orange and black spots, but it was bigger than that kind of butterfly is in real. And then it fly very fast out in the to the kitchen. I'd be so surprised that it could find out where the kitchen was. And then when I was maybe 2 meters away from it, when it come to the window, and I was thinking it's going to fly out in the window, and but then it crashed on the frame of the window and was laying there, and I took it up, and then I opened up my hand so it could fly away from my hand, and that could be possible if it had been a real butterfly, because the wings had been bad for it. But it was complete. It was no damage on it, even if I took it up with my hands. So that was really very small. And then in this 1994, when I was abducted of a spaceship, we had outside our house, we have our own house out in the country, and no neighbors around us. And there we have a bush that was climbing up on our house. And there was many strange butterflies. And we in that time we had an au pair for our daughter, and she a Polish au pair, and she I don't want to go out. She was scared about all these butterflies because they were big butterflies, and I couldn't take any picture of them because as soon as I come closer to them with the camera, they fly away. So I only make a drawing about them and send it to an expert for butterflies. And I'm wondering what sort do I have outside my window. I ask, but this expert, he couldn't tell what it was, what sort of butterfly it was. It was, when it was flying around the bushes, it was green and light pink color of it. And then one day it was one that come into our house and was flying to the window and tried to come out from our home. And then it's fall down, and then I look at it when it fall down because I was thinking to take it out. But when it fall down, it turned out to be gray. That is very strange for a butterfly. It was laying there like a gray butterfly. But when it was flying, it was green and pink. And that was very strange. In its death, it going gray. And so today I think that was some like spy of the UFO, because later on they abducted me. And so there was something going on already there. And so those UFO can be very small. And it doesn't say that it's coming out small aliens. It can be like a camera to watch us. And we think that this is butterfly flying around us, and then it isn't. And a spy, and it maybe can be a technique that they have found out that to make everything small. But I think it's more like it's a camera on it. And so it was my friend come running into my home one morning. It was in 1978 when first I started to get more close up with aliens when they teach me how to sit in the air on my own without any chair under me, only sit in the air. And it was in that time. And in the morning, my friend come running into me, and she never was visiting me in the morning because she have children. And she say that this morning when I go to the child care, I was hunting from UFO, she say. It was spaceship out in the meadow where I was walking. She say, it scares me so much that I walk into those. And they were on the howling on over the meadow. And she say it was like a plate where you have food, that size. So there is some, it can be any size of this UFO. They don't need to look like they are going to have many aliens in them. It doesn't need to be that way. And I have been up to this spaceship, and I have met people there inside the spaceship, and they, in that time, it was in 1978, like that, and they were after that the alien had trained me to sit in the air. Then they took me out, and I come to a spaceship, and it was someone with me in the flying there to the spaceship. And it's not flying, he took me there. I don't know my body how it was, because it was only my eyes that seeing this. And I come into the spaceship, and those in the spaceship had white clothes on them and a white hat on the head, and they bowing down. I didn't know in that time, because I thought they were frightened that I come in with someone in the spaceship. I didn't understood in that time what was going on, and but now I know it. They worship because God was with me, or some very high up was with me, and I come into the spaceship, and I saw how it looked like inside the spaceship, and that was in that time 78. We radio and television and those things have very much gear on them to handle everything on them. But here inside this spaceship, was it nothing that to take with your hands and draw out cabins, doors, and these things. There was cabins, and there was everything like we had, but it was nothing to hold them, to pull them out. It was like, maybe it was like that. Today we have this, we push in and then it's coming out without that we have to grip any handle on it. But in that 1978 we didn't have that kind of things, and it was like stainless steel was it. Everything inside that spaceship was stainless steel, and so it was very clean. And then in the middle of the spaceship was it like an elevator, and I was taken there. I maybe fly on my own, but someone placed me there in front of that elevator door that was also like stainless steel on the door, but behind it was it like a glass plastic pipe that was and then on the side of the door it was like a stainless steel plate, was it, and on the right side of the door, and there it was like a hand in that plate, and I knew I should put my hand in that hand inside the plate, and in that way the door opened to the elevator, and that was the last thing I remember from being up in a spaceship. And maybe it was DNA I placed in that hand to open this elevator pipe to come back to Earth. And so this is he make me go coming to DNA now. He did that to me. And this morning, I'd be very surprised that I saw it was so very close to my mother's face. But it was in the Jewish organization. They were like reminding about a famous Jewish woman in Sweden that was connected with Jewish people in Sweden, and I need to go and check my computer what her name is. Catherine Johnson Coleman Goebel. I knew when I saw that, I knew I have seen that in my DNA. I remember many names in what I have got in a DNA result. Catherine Johnson Coleman Goebel. And I know Coleman is someone that is in my family tree, and it's a famous swimmer here in Sweden today that have this Coleman. So I have checked her out, and of course Johnson is a Swedish, and what I knew was Goebel, that I have seen before in my family tree. So she was in math, and she was working for NASA, and she was considered a black woman. So there is it, because in the first DNA result I had Africa in my DNA, and I didn't know where it come from. But Catherine Johnson was a mixed woman, but she can be like a black woman, but she was in a Jewish organization here in Sweden. Her name was coming up. And so I don't want to brag about me, but when I was in Utah, in Salt Lake City, and was in the family of this doctor, I live with this doctor family, and he that was doctor, he said that to his family, that I was so very, very smart. He said, she's so smart. She's so much intelligent. And I come to know this because when I did my test on dementia, the man that tested me, he said, how fast you are in math. What good you are in math, he said to me. And that it was, and it make me see my mother's face. So in that way, I say I have a little little wrong with that my mother looked Jewish, but she looked like this woman that was African Jewish woman. And then I find on my that was on my mother's side, and then I got knowledge about someone that I find. Her name was Angie Söderberg. She was born Rivkin, and I find her to be on my father's side, and she was a very famous photographer, very famous in Sweden, and that it makes sense now about she was on my father's side, a famous photographer, and I know I have seen it before, some photographers in my family tree. And my father had always a camera with him. I have very much picture from that my father have taken. I have still them. I have thrown away some that I don't know where it is and who it is, like that, because it's so much photographs. And I am interested in photographs also. So I'm coming closer to understand my parents. And this photograph is, she was Jewish. So both of my parents was Jewish. And of course I am Jewish in that way, but I have never used the religion because my parents never told me about where they were coming from, because my mother was born 1910 and my father 1908, and my mother 1910. So they were very old in that time to get any kids. So I never come to ask them really where they were coming from. But my DNA tell me now, and it is so extremely interesting to see that the photograph interest that I have and my father had, that was very much in my family tree. And then my mother, I told you that follow me, you know, I told you that my mother was very much into the economy. She write up everything that she bought and what she got, and then she have these cafe places before she be retired, that she counting everything. She was so very interested into math, and now I understand it. It started to split up my parents into a kind of interest. that have formed my family tree and formed my ancestors, and so it have been very interesting. And so this spirit talking in telepathy, I think it can be either be a spirit or a faraway telepathy to communicate with me. And I don't really know as he or she was, the spirit is not a gender. It can be it. it have no gender, spirit. So I can't say he or she. And but it is like this one wanted to talk about this UFO drones and my DNA of some reason. I maybe find it out later on, and I will tell you why it is this mix that is. It was saying it was on the ground war, but also up in the air war. And I maybe my brain is like that. It take in information, and suddenly it's like it's coming together when every else of that I have taken into my brain, when it's cleaning out from my brain, then it's like a pearl laying there in my brain, and I understand what was told in telepathy, or the spirit was telling me. So maybe I find it out, but this was what I wanted to tell you about today, that they are still talking in the news because it was things over Sweden also now. So we will see what's going on. And time always telling the truth in the end of it. Time will tell, and it will tell me what will going on, because we will see it. We will find it out. They can't hide what's going on. They try to hide it, to cover into the drones. But the fact is that they are saying they don't know what sort of drones it is, and they don't know where it's coming from. So that means that they don't have seen them close up. There is drones they are showing, but that picture of drones, that is from other picture, is not from the attack. They say attack of drones that is now. That is a picture to make people calm down, that they know everything about these drones. And they're talking about the machine that going to detect the drones and shoot them down. And that is only to calm down people, that you should not ask question about it. Calm down. we know what it is, we know. But in fact, they say they don't know what kind of drones is it. If they know what kind of drones is this, then they know what country they are coming from. And it's bad to always blame on Russia, because it's maybe a UFO, real UFO, from out of space. So thank you for listening, and God bless you.